this is going to be Apple through the holiday season. That is pretty much what we're going to be discussing throughout this particular section of the video. And a quick reminder to everybody, we're not professional investors. We're not giving you financial advice. We're discussing topics that we think could benefit or hurt certain companies as we go. With that being said, Apple, the holiday season. Do you have any just opening remarks, thoughts about where Apple is going to go this holiday season?
So I think Apple is going to go up this holiday season. I think that they have set themselves up well. They have multiple things that they've already announced or will be announcing. They've got their iPads, they've got their phones. They just came out a few days ago talking about Apple Fitness, which on the announcement seemed a little bit like a bust, but I think with time, it's Apple. They're going to make money off of it, and I think investors will be very happy with it. Peloton got a kind of decent, love during the holiday season. People like to get in shape. And so I think Apple Fitness, I don't know if it will cut into Peloton's share, considering Peloton actually, their stock price went up when Apple announced Apple Fitness, which I don't think anybody was expecting. But I think with time, Apple's just subscription service and all of their devices that they're going to come out with during the holiday season. They still have to announce their new phone. I think there's plenty of room for Apple to grow for the remainder of the year still.
Yes. So let's dive into that. I agree with you. I think that they are going to grow, and I'll kind of give some key points on when we think they'll actually grow as well, like times that they will. So first off, Apple Watch Series 6. This is the first time I've seen Apple really take it almost just felt like they were trying to focus on fitness the entire time. Like that's all I really felt that this September 15th event that they just had was really about. So you have the Apple Watch Series 6, and then you have the Apple Watch SE. Both are very good improvements from what they had. They have new technologies in them. I think that they are going to be a catalyst going forward to their subscriptions, to their fitness, their stuff like that. They also came out with the new iPad Air and iPad. Now, this is just a ploy for the holidays. You launch entry-level items because that's what people are buying for other people as gifts during the holidays. Like that, you don't launch your Pros around the holidays as much just because they're not going to sell quite as well. That's more of a school thing, a work thing. They're trying to find gifts. They're trying to come in at entry-level prices, which I think is also why we're seeing the Apple Watch SE, a cheaper watch. That makes tons of sense. What are we right now? We're in a crisis of sorts. Not everybody is as financially stable as they once were. So it's a huge, huge benefit to Apple this holiday season.
I completely agree. And you've kind of seen them doing it for a little bit because they announced the new updated SE phone, which I contemplated getting because I didn't want to spend $1,200 on an iPhone. That just seems like a lot. So I think Apple has set themselves up really well. They've offered people plenty of product and services for this holiday season. And so, they are just a cash monster. Like they're going to continue to make money off of phones, watches, iPads, Macs, and now all of their subscription services. So you've got Apple Fitness, Apple Music, you've got Apple TV, you just have like Apple Arcade, all of these different things that you can now get from Apple. And it's just during the holiday season, people love games, people love phones, people love watches, people love computers, I think they set themselves up really well, especially like you said, with these cheaper prices. It's a pandemic right now. Like you said, people have lost a lot of their financial footing, and Apple is like, you know what, we'll meet you a little bit and we'll bring down the price with some of these cheaper products, but they're still good quality. And because of that, I am more bullish on Apple long-term and definitely for the next 3-4 months for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And the one thing I love here is anybody looking for a phone, when you can get your price of your phone with a trade-in at a similar price, a less price than your Netflix subscription. Let's just think about this. The price of your phone with trade-in is less than your Netflix subscription. That's a big deal because how many people pay $11 for Netflix and watch it on their TV versus how many times do you watch everything on your phone and use your phone? So I think that is a huge deal, and I think they know that. They are here for the holidays. They are prepared. I think they are set up as some of the best You know, you have competitors, Samsung and Google. Don't get me wrong, they have their cheaper options, which are stellar as well. But I believe Apple financially is going to be the best off this holiday season out of all of its competitors, just due to their releases that they currently have and their cheaper pricing. And this phone, I want to show you something real quick, is not bad. While it is your 4.7 Retina display with the home button that some people are going to be like, I remember that. You remember it. It's older, right? That's kind of what it feels like. They give you the A13 chip. It's a powerful chip. Now, the best thing about this is your screen resolution is low enough to the point where your power in your phone is going to be, it is going to be better used, better utilized. You can do more because it's not trying to constantly keep up with a higher resolution. So you're going to get more power out of this chip than most other devices will, especially anything with a OLED display. And it's a good looking phone. This is one of the models that was very, very popular. So I think it's going to sell. And I think that's going to be the iPhone 11, the Apple Watch SE, and the fitness, I think, are going to be huge this holiday season. I think everybody wants to get back outside. They want to get back exercising as the gyms open up all around the country and all around the world.
Exactly. There's this huge, you can kind of see this shift towards just health in general. You know, Fitbit came out years ago. You know, since then, they've kind of lost a lot of their market share to just other smart watches. But it kind of started the narrative of like, you know, let's get people back in shape. You know, Peloton came out, you know, they've got their bikes. I think they have treadmills. You know, there is a money to be made for these companies in the health department, and Apple is going to try to cash in on that. And I think they set themselves up well because the Apple Watch is already very popular. And now with Apple Fitness, I think they're going to do really well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, this is going to be the big catalyst. So not only are those things going to push, so their Q4 announcement date is going to be awesome. I think it's going to be high. They may not have made a ton more money than they would have on a normal year, but their sales themselves individually are probably going to be higher than they have been in the past.
Yeah.
Their phones aren't as expensive. You can't make as much money when your phones aren't as expensive, but there's more. The iPhone 12 is now when I say we, the internet, CNET, YouTubers, believes that in October, we're going to see the announcement of the iPhone 12. For those of us who are in a better situation, who maybe aren't struggling as much, this is where their money's going to go. The iPhone 12, it's a next iteration. A lot of people are just looking for that next phone, you know, that they've been waiting to upgrade to, and now their phone's finally broken and dead, and they don't want a $300 phone that looks like the one they bought 5 years ago. They want a new phone that looks like something out of 2020. I think in October, when they announce this will be the reason that their stocks go up when the announcement happens. I don't think we're going to see a Tesla battery day spike, but I do believe we're going to see a spike overall. What are your thoughts?
I agree. I think that they set themselves up well because they are basically the SE they priced and they realized that people don't have the financial footing that they did back in January. So they came out with a lot of cheaper but not like cheap quality, like just lower prices. And then I think, and like I said, they've already announced their new Apple Watch series and they came out with Apple Fitness and they're holding off on this. I think this could be a small little catalyst for them whenever they do announce it. And I know plenty of people that the second that they announce it, they're gonna be like, I need the 12, I need it in my pocket, I need it now. Because that's just the Apple, some people just have that attitude when it comes to Apple products. They want the new, they want the greatest, they want whatever they can get their hands on. And so I think Apple set themselves up well because they said, hey, if you have the financial footing and you want this nice, new, big, fat, shiny thing, here you go. And for other people, they're like, hey, do you want a new, great phone that's still fantastic quality but at a lower price? Here you go. They just set themselves up so well. They are hitting everybody that they can with their new products. So I think they're going to do really well this holiday season, even with the lower financial footing for a lot of people.
Absolutely. And then with the iPhone Pros, it looks like they're also going to, well, rumor has it, they're going to have a couple different versions of this too. So that way those people who do have that money can buy the ridiculous, they always come out with like a gold version of everything. I feel like nowadays, like an actual gold version, a $10,000 version. You can spend that if you want. But yeah, I think you nailed it right on the head. Those people who just have to have that latest and greatest, who maybe even have the iPhone 10 and can trade that in and cut half that price down, or a good price when they do some sort of promotion that you can get around the holiday season. Maybe that's what people are waiting for. But yes, this is going to be a big seller. And I don't think we're going to see record high iPhone 12 sales. I think we've already hit a lot of those record high product sales in general, not profit dollars, total boxes out the door sales for Apple. Right. I don't think this is going to be that. I think you're going to get more sales with the SE, and I think that's obvious at this point. I just think that's a easy call. There shouldn't be really a question. Like, hey, which one's going to sell more, the $300 phone or the $1,200 phone? Well,
it's a tough one.
That's why Samsung is the #1 in the world as far as cell phone sales go, and how many people have it in their pockets, because they offer like $100 variants on it. The cheaper stuff just sells better. It makes sense. Yep. Now, do you have any last topics or closing topics on the Apple?
No, I think, or not anything new that we haven't touched on yet. Like I said, I think they just, with their products, and I can't stress, Apple's shift to subscription services has been monumental. Their stock price has kind of taken a dip with the rest of the market, but like I don't think people can discount that. It's gotten to the point where there's kind of been a narrative shift. People are like, you know what? I mean, I want to spend $1,200 on a phone right now, but $10 a month for service, that doesn't sound too unreasonable. Yep. And if you have a bunch of people do that, it's very profitable. And so you some consumers are like, I'm not a fan of paying this much every month. But like you said, I mean, if you look at just streaming service I know, like even my family, they have Netflix, they've got Prime Video, they've got Hulu, they've got all the same streaming services, and they pay monthly for. Apple is like noticing that people don't mind paying a monthly subscription for a good service, and so they are coming out with all kinds of new services, and I think that's going to really pay off in the long run.
Absolutely. And they're right now, so they were up at right around the split. They kind of did the exact same thing that Tesla did. They went from like 93 all the way up. Of course, this was, 4 times the price at the time. It was a 4-to-1 split. But then they, all the way up to 133, and then they slowly creeped back down. This is another thing. I think by the time Q4 announcement comes around, and they can say that, guess what, guys? We're still making money, and more than anybody else. So I think they're going to be right back up here in this $100+ range. I think, or $130+ range by the end of the holiday season. This one will take longer. I don't think it's going to be, hey, September 22nd, 2 days from now, bam, they're up there. No, I think it's going to be a slow build, because everybody knows Apple's going to be selling things, and it's going to be quite obvious, quite evident when they actually do. So with that being said, that's all I have on that particular topic. Any final thoughts?
Nope, I am good.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to have our last topic here. Now, this is going to be for the next few months. We're going to talk kind of about Apple and Tesla based on the